Yo, yo, hey, how's it going? Ah, all right. Well, hey, how's it going, folks? DC here. Today I am bringing on board a game that I've tried many times, gotten various endings, only gotten goodish endings twice. Um, Long Live the Queen. Some of you might be familiar with a board game that we have at the store, also called Long Live the Queen. Totally unrelated, just same titles. In this game, you start as a princess, and you are basically filling in your mother's shoes because she passed away. And in this society, basically, whoever is the firstborn daughter is the one who takes over the kingdom. So your dad is helping you get to the point where you'll take over the kingdom from him. Um, this is very anime, as you might be able to tell, though. But the actual gameplay and stuff like that is it's pretty interesting to me. Um, the core gameplay is each week you will attend morning classes and evening classes that will build up various skills, such as, you know, horseback riding, or singing, or fencing, or archery, or logistics, or spying, or magic, or meditation, or courtly demeanor. There's dozens of different skills to build up, but you only have 52 weeks to basically get to the point where you're going to take over the kingdom. So, there are certain checkpoints in the game where um, like kind of random events that will happen that will check and make sure you're progressed far enough in certain classes. Um, it's a little hard to figure that out your first time through, but well, I was probably starting into the game. I do want to ask though, is the music too loud? I know that yesterday's music was a little bit loud at first. Oh, whoops. Let me. Every time I plug in the mic, it takes over for the speakers, so there's no audio or anything. But is the game audio like is at a decent level, or is it too loud or too soft? Okay, I can fix that. I have control. The music is okay. All right, how about that? Is that a little bit better for sound control? Like hmm. Okay. All right. Well, I will start into the game. Long live the queen. Hopefully. All right. So we will start into it, and I'll just read the story text because I like to read these sorts of things. Um, so this is the King Dowager. There's going to be a lot of royalty terms and everything that I'm not familiar with. Maybe Richard might enlighten the chat, considering the history you have in various Crusader games and the like. But each character does have a little thing that you can pop up and see who they are in relation to you. So, King Dowager of Nova. Nova is our kingdom. The wife, Fidelia, is our mother. Also has a brother. And Elodie, that's us. We're almost home. Your room is just the way you left it. Very sad. I know it's hard to leave your school and all your friends, but I've arranged the best possible tutors for every subject. You have to work hard this year to prepare yourself before your 15th birthday, but I know you can do it. Technically, he wouldn't be the king daughter until his child became the monarch. It's assumed Elodie is going to become the monarch. Oh, Queen's already dead. Yeah, Queen's dead. You'll learn quickly and make a wonderful queen. It's what your mother would have wanted. This is not what Mother would have wanted. She wouldn't have wanted to die and leave me. No, she wouldn't. But sometimes bad things happen. We'll have to pick up and carry on. All of Nova depends on us. On you. And by you, I mean you, Twitch chat, because I'm not going to make any decisions in this. I'm going to let you all decide how she's going to go through the different event points and her classes. Sigh. And Elodie's sighing at you all. She does not prefer her destiny to be chosen by Twitch chat because we know how crazy and chaotic that can be, but I'll be here to guide you until your coronation, but the decisions you make are ultimately up to you. Up to and including who to execute if you decide to. Because I'm not going to make those decisions. I'm sitting back. I'm out. Come, your mates are waiting. Alright, so, welcome along with the Queen. Is this your first time playing? No, I played this before. Let's go. Alright, so. Also, that tutorial takes way too long. So, we're on week 1 of 52, potentially. These are the skills that we have. Our current mood is depressed, but because we're depressed, we get a bonus to expression and animal handling. Animals just, they can sense it and want to cuddle up with you more. But we have a penalty to our royal demeanor, conversation, and athletics. I can tell you, when I'm depressed, I don't do any good at athletics either. Alright, Two-Bit Rider says, see, this is where I would institute a regency that lasts way longer than it should and eventually culminate in civil wars. I try to institute agnatic and ensure succession. Yeah, there's things that are going to happen that I don't know what that term is, but you might see some civil wars happen, depending on what we do in the game. So there's 4 different fields of study: social, physical, intellectual, and mystical. The more we concentrate in a study, or in a skill set within that field of study, all future skills will get a bump when you study that later on in the game. So basically, at first, our skills are going to be like this, but the more you study in a certain field, your skills will just start going like skyrocketing. Oh, males only. Oh, no, that's not the kind of kingdom we're running here, buddy. Sorry. There is one study under mystical. Lumen, that's magic. We can become a magical girl princess. But there's a very specific set of actions you need to take in order to do that. And I'm not going to tell you what that is, because I had to learn on my first time. So odds are we will probably not become a magical girl princess this time. So, sorry. But anyways, the different studies, you can see the minuses with royal demeanor, conversation, athletics, but you can see the bonuses we have under expression and animal handling. So whenever we learn those skills, they'll go up faster. And then if we try to learn the other skills, they won't go up as fast. Or in the case of -2 with conversation, almost at all. But everything else is, average. So we have a lot of different fields that we might be able to learn. And this is our mood. So it's not... Being depressed isn't a bad thing because certain skills do go up faster. Also, certain events need you to be in a certain mood to kind of trigger. The ribbon indicates balance, but the mood that we are is dependent on what is the most out of whack, basically. And depression is the most out of whack right now. If we bumped up like one of these beyond that scale, or got depressed to the ribbon, then afraid would be the most out of whack. Or I should say out of balance, but I just like saying out of whack. Anyways, we also will get outfits, depending on what skills that we master, and it goes from 0 to 100. Once we're at 100, there's no reason to go into that skill anymore. And this is the main bit of the game. You might not be able to see the log button, but whoops, let's not do that. But anyways, the classes is the main core of the game. We choose our morning classes and our evening classes. The morning classes and evening classes are all the same. We can choose different ones for the morning, like we can do history in the morning, athletics in the evening, and then choose among those options, like running, climbing, swimming for athletics, and then Novan history, foreign affairs, and world history for history. So, chat, this is your first task. What 2 categories are we going to start with? I am going to veto the ones that we don't have positives in at least. Or sorry, that we don't have at least a 0 scale. So basically no royal demeanor, no conversation, and no athletics to start with. Because that will waste time. You don't want to do that. So, go crazy. What classes you want to go into? And it might help if I just pull up these. So the different classes are like expression, agility, weapons, whatever. You can become a pole arms master. That is pretty fantastic. And actually, yeah. I'm going to... Okay. Expression, and then do you want it to be decoration, instrument, or voice? You know what? Sometime I'm going to have to find another Queen of Singer. Alright, we can do that. Alright, and what about the evening class? Do we want to do some military planning, some horsies? All right. I will do voice and horsies. All right, so. Let's get a beat singing beautifully. And then horsies. All right. So we are going to click done and move on to the next day, or next week. All right. So our voice went up to 15. Basically, the bonus is per day of the week. You practice Monday through Friday because your weekends are free. And we got a bonus because we're depressed. So since we're at 15, we got the first rank, basically, in voice. So you practice deep breathing exercises to build up your ability to sustain a note. I'm not going to try. All right, and then horsies. All right, you learn to walk around the stables, meeting the royal horses, learning about their breeds and names for different parts of their anatomy. Because that is important to know when a horse is injured. You can point it to be like their quarter tendon. I don't know, the hind leg, something is injured. I don't know. All right, so that was the first week. All right, Elodie, what's all that noise outside? Who's there? Oh, by the way, this is us. That's our father, mother, paternal uncle, maternal uncle. And yes, this is one of those kingdoms where they think 14 is a fine age to be married. Sorry. All right, anyways. Oh, it's my cousins and my aunt and uncle. Lucille, Countess of Nyx. So age 36, Laurent. And then Charlotte is a daughter, son of Emery, and then another daughter, Zara. And that's Elodie's aunt. Darling, we're so terribly sorry to hear about your mother, Fidelia. Thank you. You look well, niece. The Duke of Merva. Alright, so got the sister, deceased, very sad looking, and the wife, daughter, son, daughter. The uncle, and second in line to Throne of Nova. Basically, because his sister was queen, since sister had a daughter, she's first. But because there's no other children in the direct mother's bloodline, it would next move to him if something happened to us. I'm not saying this because we're going to be suspicious of him or anything, but he's next. You look well, niece. Hi, Elodie. Charlotte is heir to the Duchy of Merva, and if something happened, if something happened to us, then our uncle, then she would take over. Hi, Elodie. I haven't seen you in ages. Will you be staying long? Yep, Mommy said we'd be here all month. Maybe we'll have some time to talk later. And we got +1 cheer because that made us a little happy. Depression is the opposite of cheerful, so our depression meter actually went down. Alright, so now that we finished studying, what will we do for the weekend? So, there's a couple of different activities that we can do, and they tell us what stats they give us. And this is our current mood level. So our depression decreased. So it's getting more to balance because of being cheerful. So I'll just start from the top. Talking to your father, we don't know what effect that will have. So it's random what will happen when we do that. Attending court gives us a lot of yielding, depressed, and pressured. So basically those are all, it would increase pressured and make yielding go down, depression go down, because he wants to attend court on the weekend. Exploring the castle, it's kind of scary since your mom's gone, and yeah. Visiting the tomb of our mom does make us depressed and stuff. We get attend service. Attend service is kind of special because basically whatever stat is most out of whack, it'll bring it closer to balance versus doing anything specific. Like having a specific stat, like always that or something. We could walk in the gardens, which would make us more cheerful, but a little bit more lonely. We could also sneak out, making us more willful, but we'd be alone again. Playing with our toys, making us a little happier, but, it's kind of childish. We're getting ready to be a queen, We could also visit Charlotte and Lady Merva, but don't know what happens to that. And we could visit the dungeons, but we don't have anyone in the dungeons yet, so that really doesn't matter. So, anyone have any preferences on what they would like to see us do? Talking with Dad, going to court, exploring the castle, visiting our mom, gardens, sneaking outside, toys, or visiting with our newfound relatives. Or, not newfound relatives, but the newly arrived relatives. Oh, don't you worry. Oh, this can go... we can fill that dungeon. Don't you worry about that. Where would you like to go, though? If you're wanting to basically get things more imbalanced... well, basically, we are taking over for our mom who passed away, and trying to take classes to get better at being a queen. Currently, I will just... one kind of big strategy that I always suggest to folks when they start playing this is get everything imbalanced so that whenever you need to just switch a skill it's just a lot easier to move it by 1 point versus right now, like, we're super depressed, and getting a little bit more cheerful, getting everything more in line would definitely make it easier to change our mood. Cheer up and piss her off. Alright, so that's cheerful. That's cheerful. I think those are the only two things that would make us cheerful. We don't know what visiting with our relatives would do, but she seemed happy whenever she saw her cousin. So I guess I would say... It might, but we don't know, because it's question marks. Your dad doesn't even factor in to the lineage. He's like 10th or 11th in line. Like, it's like, yeah, he's not ever gonna come in. Like, honestly, locking up the uncle would be the best bet, but can't do that yet. You want to check in on Dad, be a good daughter, make sure he's handling the death okay. Alright, let's check in on Dad. Dad, can we talk? I'm sorry, your uncle and I have things to do. Maybe another time. Oh. Well, that was our weekend. That was great. Yeah. Yeah, Dad's doing fine. Don't even worry about Dad. So, unfortunately, that did make us a little bit more lonely, so boo. Alright, so going back to classes, so we, because we did do a little bit of expression and a little bit of animal handling, the next time we do courses in that set, in that study group, we'll get a bigger bonus. And you can also see, because we did do some physical skills, everything will have a little bit of a bump. So basically it definitely rewards you in specializing, but it means that if you kind of concentrate on a couple of skills and you want to branch out later on, it doesn't mean that you have to start all the way at the beginning. You'll have kind of an accelerated path to being good at something. So what courses do you want to do? Morning and evening. Again, don't do Royal Demeanor, Conversation, or Athletics because we have penalties to those. And that's Bosco in the background. He is letting us know that he is bothered by something. Intrigue? Okay. Do you want to do internal affairs, foreign intelligence, or ciphering? Oh. Oh, whoops. Missed a call. Awesome, okay. Alright, internal affairs. Now we can do both. We can do internal affairs in the morning and ciphering in the evening. You want to do those? Or do you want to split up categories? Spy Queen? Honestly, her spy outfit looks pretty badass. Alright, so, intrigue. Ciphering, intrigue, internal affairs. I mean, it kind of doesn't matter which way. Alright, so ciphering is learning to read and write secret information. Internal affairs is what the nobles and other citizens are up to. You know, gotta keep track of our people. Alright. So, ciphering in the morning. You practice reading words whose letters have been arranged in reverse order. The simplest of transpositions, which anyone literate can puzzle through if they try. but sometimes useful to hide information. Dig is nia ipni. Can you figure out that cipher? Alright, anyways, I'll skip past that cipher. Next is internal affairs. Until you have children of your own, your maternal uncle, the Duke of Merva, is next in line for the crown, and after him would be his daughter, your cousin Charlotte. We are definitely not going to have any kids in this game, though, just as a heads up. No kids. Oh my goodness. Sweater theft. Richard said that earlier, I think before you came in. Elodie, what's that commotion outside? Father, what's going on? Juliana, Duchess of Ursel. Alright, single. Father, Paulus, and then brother, Ignatius. Lumen. This is a magic user. I have come to pay my respects in honor of your mother. You have no respect or honor. It's because of you and your powers that my wife is dead. What? I am a Lumen, as was she, and like every Lumen, I am willing to give my life if necessary to protect our domain. Your line has been traitors for 200 years. I won't have you corrupting my daughter. That is for the Crown Princess to decide. Elodie, your mother trusted me, and I have much to teach you. So, choices. And this is the first step to becoming a magical girl. Again, if you want to try to luck into that path, because there's multiple steps that we have to take to do it, this would be the way to start. So, send her away, get that dungeon filling started, or let her stay. Dad technically can't make any decisions for us. He told us in the beginning of the game that we'd make all the decisions and he'd back us up. Even if we were dead wrong. He didn't say that literally, but that's the subtext. Letting her stay. Well, I mean, it could also doom the kingdom, but you know who pays attention to that. Alright. Let her stay. I want to hear what she has to say. She stays. Look at that willful look. As you wish. Anyways. So. We can go back and talk with Dad. We can now visit with Juliana, the Duchess Ursel. We can also, again, visit Charlotte and Lady Merva while they're in. Or we can try to become more cheerful and stuff like that. Hello, Princess Carolyn. We're playing as another princess. It's anime. That's why they look the same age. He's like 36. I wish I looked like that when I was 36. You can share titles, Princess Carolyn. You can share titles for sure. So, do you want to go talk with our magic user friend, or do you want to try to make her more cheerful since her mood is definitely still depressed? Keep the magic lady waiting. Patience is a virtue. A cheerful and angry spy queen. We can work on that. Okay, so let's see. Cheerful. So that would be that or that. Nothing makes us angry right now, unfortunately. Oh, wait. Visiting in the dungeons will make us angry for some reason. And willful. A knife in the dark is worth 1,000 swords at dawn. Mm-hmm. You're willful and angry because it's empty. That's true. Alright, so would you rather become angry or less depressed? Less depressed. Alright, let's do this, I think. Let's see. We are a little lonely. But that would make us even more yielding, too. Which would bring us a little bit closer to even. So, yeah, let's play with toys. We made a big girl decision this weekend. Let's play with toys. You feel a little bit better. Okay, now our mood has shifted. We are currently afraid. That's because that's been the mood, the one that's been stationary the longest. I think it's either that or it might be whatever the furthest left one that's most out of whack. I forget how they decide that. But because of that, we now get a bonus to agility and faith because we're afraid. But we have penalties to royal demeanor, weapons, intrigue, and military. Because those things are scary. So, what are the 2 courses that we're going to take next? Afraid sucks, yeah. I mean, unless you want to practice dancing or faith. We'll become less afraid soon. Well, we already have a little bit in physical. Do we want to try to get some agility up? Or do you want to start working on some faith? Another kind of big game strat, if it's not already obvious, work on what you had bonuses in, and then try to aim your moods for different to get bonuses in different things. I will just say agility is good because knives in the dark can't hit you if you're too fast. Reflexes and divination. So we can see the projectiles coming and dodge them. Actually, you're not wrong. Alright, so we got our reflexes, the ability to respond quickly to surprises, and then divination, interpreting signs from nature of what the future might hold. So, boom. Alright, your teacher walks around you prodding a finger at you slowly in order to train you in blocking those touches without triggering fear or faster breathing. So got a little bit more there. You learned that the gods cannot be forced to divulge information about the future, and that the most powerful omens are those which arrive unexpectedly. Alright. Charlotte. He loves me not. Lottie, do you have a boyfriend? Not really. I just like to play with the flowers. All of a sudden, the Duchess of Ursel rushes in the garden and points a sword at you. How dare you make me wait! So, patience might not be a virtue for her. We might have misjudged her. No, wait, sorry. Not at you, at your feet? Princess, don't move. So, do we hold still, or do we look down? Alright, hold still. You want to hold still, but you don't have the composure to hold your position without looking. So that was our first skill test. We didn't have any composure, so we failed. You look down to where her sword is pointing. There's a snake in the grass! You can't help it. You squeak and jump back. The snake tenses and prepares to strike. No! Your cousin pushes you aside, and the snake's fangs sink into her leg. I know, Pa, that's so sad and scary. Breakfast. Lottie, no! Too late. Juliana swings her sword and cuts off the snake's head. She should have practiced reflexes first. Lucille. What's going on out here? Your daughter's been bitten by a milk viper. They're poisonous. Get an herbalist, right away. I will treat my daughter. I certainly can't trust anyone here to keep her safe. I'm sorry. I don't feel so good, Mr. Stark. We'll be returning home to Merva immediately. Your aunt has a point. Milk vipers are not native to this area. That snake should never have been here. Someone may have tried to kill you. Will Charlotte be okay? I don't know. Well, Charlotte's gonna be fine. She's gonna be fine. So the music continues. Dramatic music. What would we like to do now? We can become less afraid by going to the service. No milk in that viper, unfortunately. Unless it's the milk of the venom. Going to the dungeons has no effect this time. So if we want to become less afraid, because we are definitely afraid right now, the only way to do it would be to attend service. Or we can maybe talk with our, find them and throw them in the dungeon, yeah. Or we can visit our magic user or our dad. Maybe talking to magic user lady. Dad didn't save us from the snake, magic lady did. That is true. Alright, let's visit magic user lady. What is it you wanted to teach me? First, I need to know if you have your mother's crystal. What crystal? We have no lore, so we don't know what's going on. The source of power for any lumen is a particular magic crystal. Once you bonded with it, it becomes a part of you as long as you live. The royal crystal has been passed down from ruler to ruler for generations. It belongs to you now, except that the king may be keeping it from you. Do you have a crystal? Of course! She holds out her hands. Light flickers above her bosom. Sorry. And then, with a shower of sparkles, something takes shape. You reach out to touch it, and it dissolves away into nothing. Oh. It belongs to me. No one can take it from me until I die. You said I need a crystal, right? Anyways. You need to find the crystal that belongs to you. Still afraid. So that does mean that intrigue, royal demeanor, weapons, blah 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 are still out. Killing her, I'll just say, is not going to be an option in this game. Honestly, there are definitely skills that are more important than others. Some skills might get used only once or twice in a game. Some skills, they will come up all the time. And it's just, you don't know until you play enough, but... Yes. So, thinking reflexes and lore? or trying a couple other different things. We could learn dancing, that is true. Okay. So, alright, so we'll do lore, and then do you want dancing or reflexes? She's 14. She doesn't need a man to help her rule. Alright, so dance is knowing the steps and carrying them out with grace. And lore is the magical history of Nova. Yeah, dancing for fun. That's fine. Alright, we'll do dancing and lore. Alright. You practice curtsying, standing, and walking across the floor in a graceful manner. Only a lumen can channel magic, and only with the help of an attuned crystal. The ability to control a crystal seems to be inherited, so crystals can be passed from parent to child upon the lumen's death. So that would have been basically the information. Well, that is literally the information that our aunt gave us, so. The castle seems quieter with Charlotte and Emery and Zara and their parents gone. It's certainly not empty, though. It seems like we get more servants every day. I was so worried about Charlotte after that snake bit her. But her mother said that she's okay, so I guess it turned out alright. Maybe she has a guardian angel. Oh, no. There was a funeral and stuff for Mom. Our mom is definitely dead. There are a couple of twists, but that's not one of them. Sorry to spoil it, but I just didn't, So, do we want to talk with the king about our mom's crystal, or do we want to try to get less afraid, or... We will be less afraid when we have magic powers. Okay, alright, so talking with Dad? Okay. Talk with Dad. Hey, Dad, what happened to Mom's lumen crystal? It's in a safe place. Can I have it? No. But it's mine! Meddling with magic killed your mother. I don't want that to happen to you. Once you're crowned queen, I can't stop you from doing anything you want, but for now, you are still a child. Anyways, like I said, you're not the boss of me. Like I said, getting magic is a pain. So we are still afraid. Still quite afraid. So, what would we like to learn next? Another thing about the game that is a little meta, or not meta, but you don't know until you get to that point. You can only increase a specific skill up to 50 until all skills in a certain category are at least 20, I think. For example, let's say we put dance to 50. We couldn't go any further past it until we at least got reflexes and flexibility to 20. And vice versa. If we got reflexes to 50, we couldn't increase it anymore until dance and flexibility are at least 20, because you need at least a sense of other aspects of a given skill before you can just master one specific thing. In this game, I think it kind of applies in real life too, in a sense, fashion maybe, but so what skills would we like to try? By the way, week 5 of 52. We will probably get to at least one ending. Maybe more, we'll see. Reflexes and divination? I agree. Naval strategy? Well, I would say if we weren't afraid, because since we're afraid, yeah, right there. Basically, we do not feel good about any military aspects, because that's why we got the penalty to it. If we got either pressured or willful, we would get bonuses to military. And yes, naval strategy does come up. There's a map for the game. It's unfortunately in another drive and stuff like that. Or not drive, it's in Dropbox. So I think for now, reflexes, divination, unless you want to change those up. I will say naval strategy is important at some point, just not right now. Okay. We'll stick with that. Alright, so we just are hopping along on reflexes. So you practice with the jump rope to increase the speed of your footwork. And you also practice solo tennis, hitting a ball against the wall repeatedly in order to train your hand and your eye to react. Getting pretty good at that. We can now play sports on the weekends. Hey! I actually forgot, certain skills give you more options to do on the weekend, so we can affect our mood more easily. Alright, and in divination. Dropping your favorite plate is bad luck. A statue spontaneously shattering is a bad omen. You read about well-known signs of bad fortune. Wells turning sour, dry lightning, strange fish caught in nets, malformed babies being born, and so on. You know, like usual stuff. One of the maids approaches for your attention. My lady, couriers have arrived from Duke of Sedna. She's just a lady. Wow, we have a Duke of Sedna! What's foreign mean? No, my lady, the Duchy of Sedna is in Telesi. They have brought you a letter and a gift. Condolences of the death of deeply regret, best wishes. Oh, what a beautiful necklace! Something sparkly will make me feel better. Failed in court manners, why would that matter? But we got more cheerful. So, if we do sports, we get +1 angry, -1 lonely. What? Oh no for what? Oh no for what? So, do you want to go back to Juliana to tell her about our failed... Yes, angry is opposite of afraid. Do we want to go back to Juliana and say that we couldn't get the crystal, or do we want to actually work on our mood for a minute? Okay, yeah. But yes, anger is opposite of afraid. we get +1 anger and -1 lonely, so that would actually go up a little bit, and that would go up a little bit. So everything would be definitely getting closer to the middle, but we'd still be afraid just because that's the one that's most out of whack. Sports? Okay. Let's do it! Take to the court for a few games of tennis. Feel the thrill of competition. Alright, so we're getting pretty close to getting everything in the middle, which would be perfect. Just maybe one more weekend of sports, maybe. Alright, so I would suggest before doing any more in reflexes or divination to go into meditation and flexibility, if you want to go that route, or you can do anything else if you would like. I would just, again, suggest probably nothing that's redded out at the moment. Aw, Mr. Bosco, did you find a toy outside? You have so many toys outside. Oh dear. Okay, I'll let you all think about that. He actually just took a squeaker out of something, so I'll be right back. Buddy. 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 Sorry I tricked you, buddy, but you can't just have a squeaker. Here, play with this. Play with platypus. Yeah, get platypus. Alright, bye-bye. Platypus. Platypus. Oh gosh, okay. Alright, doggy break. Alright, so what skills would you like to do? Would you like to do another set of the mystical and agility? Oh, we can do sports on the weekends now. We just have to do like one of our classes. We can't do the fun stuff yet. Sports are so fun. Remember when sports used to be on TV? Man, those were crazy years. I'm gonna say... yes, flexibility and meditation, I think, are good choices because I think that'll be 20 in everything based on how much we've been focusing on all that. And then we'll be able to move on to hopefully changing the mood up next week and then do other things. Alright, so, almost. You learn to relax and evaluate the tension in your body, and then practice the different types of motion available to each of your joints, twisting, shifting, and rotating. And that in about 15 more years for you, they will break. You practice in assuming a sitting position that allows you to be relaxed and tranquil without being so relaxed that you're likely to fall asleep. As you're walking, you spot a familiar figure in the palace gardens. It's the Duchess of Ursel. Maybe I should go and say hello. Then you notice that seated beside her is a woman in the robes of a priestess. They're very close together, their hands gently touching as they speak. Looks like she's busy. You turn and walk in a different direction so as not to disturb them. At that moment, you notice something unusual. It looks like someone just left the palace grounds by going over the hedge. Was that a servant? A thief? Or an assassin? So, do we want to climb up and look over the hedge, call the guards, or run and hide? I will say, if we call the guards, they might see what's going on with the Duchess. We have gotten quite a bit of agility. Alright, let us give chase. You look for something to climb, but you're not sure if the nearby trees can support your weight. Oh yeah, I forgot climbing was an actual thing. You run over to a statue and try to pull yourself up onto the pedestal, but it's too awkward to get your feet in place. By this time, whoever you saw is probably gone anyways. Oh well. So, more sports? I think more sports was what everyone wanted to do, so... We'll just do... Or willful and angry. Willful's... well... It's better that everything gets closer to balance so that it's more easily affected, so... Angry and lonely. Alright, why are we still afraid? Ugh. Alright. This will probably be the last week being afraid. We just need to get this up. Alright. Well, whoops. Sorry. So skills. So what do we want to try? Do we want to try to branch out and do other things, or do we want to just focus on what gives us bonuses right now? Oh, hello, Miss Chelly with the belly. Hello, Miss Chelly with the belly. Do you see the cat? Did the cat take your bed? I'm sorry, baby. You want to sleep on one of your other beds? Or is that the bed that you had in mind? Oh, that was the bed you had in mind. I'm sorry. Conversation? Court manners and public speaking? I think I'm going to call it then. Court manners, proper etiquette for all situations, and public speaking. The ability to use your words well under pressure. Alright. You reveal the correct greeting for guests according to rank and when to extend your hand to another. All nobles expect their due honors. And you practice tongue-twisting sequences of syllables to improve your enunciation. As you're walking up the stairs, a maid comes running down holding a towering pile of linen. You swiftly step aside and let her pass. Our elegance failed, but because our reflexes was the backup check, we actually were able to move past. So, good job on the reflexes, folks. Alright, so, all sports will do is get us +1 angry. Yes, we finally passed something. So, if we did that, we'd be depressed. Because I think it goes from left to right. So, depression doesn't do well in the stuff we're wanting to do. So, I don't think there's anything that can really help with both of those. So, I think it's time to get out of getting afraid, though, and at least get angry up, and then we can worry about the other stuff. Alright, let's get them sports in. Alright. So now we're depressed, so we do have bonuses at expression and animal handling. So do you want to start doing expression and animal handling, or going into military stuff now that our, and intrigue, now that our negatives are gone? Animal handling. Okay. Do we want to do dogs, horses, falcons? Animal handling and intrigue, okay. So falcons, okay. Falcons and then maybe foreign intelligence to get a little bit in all of them. Alrighty. I keep pressing that accidentally. Alright. Classes. Training and hunting with falcons. And then foreign intelligence, what other countries are up to. Let's do it. Alright. So, the current Duke of Dedna is 26 years old and unmarried. He might be considered a good marriage prospect for you if you desire stronger ties with the domain of Talasea. That's the check we failed earlier. You visit the Muse and learn about different kinds of trainable birds, their preferred nesting sites, behavior, and food. There's a man here to see you. He wishes crown funding for a project of his. Remember, the treasury's not unlimited. If you choose to invest, you'll have less money to work with later. Your Royal Highness, I have planned to print books using metal letters which can be moved and reused. I need to borrow 875 lassie to assemble the metal and a factory to mold and cast the type. With this system, we'll be able to create new books in a fraction of the time it takes now and make copies to send all over the world. I don't know much about factories or trade. Would that be worthwhile? We're not interested. Metal type, your book thing. That's what we have scribes for, you silly goose. Gah! Jeez. This whole thing with metal. What the? And 875 lassie. We are not made of money. Gosh. What is he thinking? So anyways. What's the no for? We saved money. We saved so much money. He wanted to make some printing thing? I don't know what he's talking about. So, risk the serfs gaining literacy and revolting against their masters? I think not. Agreed. So, there is something that will make us cheerful, yielding, but a little lonely. It is playing with our toys. That would be the closest that we can get to having everything in balance. Because then we'd only be one off for any given thing. So, what do you all think? You want to get in balance with our force inside? Or do we want to try to go back to the Duchess and stuff? We haven't seen Lonely yet. Let's see what Lonely does. And then we can try to get magic later on. Aw, she looks so sad. Alright, so we have bonus to conversation and medicine because we're lonely. But, so basically, royal demeanor, unless you're feeling pressured, is always going to be negative, basically. Also, we are negative at intrigue and faith. We need to be around people. So, we can bump up some conversations pretty fast then, and work on our medicine. Poison came up a few times, but maybe we don't need poison anymore. Or do we? Flattery and poison? Okay. You always need to know about poison. Fair enough. Poison, the ability to recognize and counteract dangerous substances. And then flattery, the ability to tell someone what they want to hear. Alright, because we're lonely, it goes up faster. You learn that it's important to make eye contact when saying nice things about someone. Twitch chat, you're wonderful. You're breathtaking. The first treatment for most ingested poisons is to purge the stomach by forcing the victim to eat powdered charcoal, which can absorb dangerous substances. I learned that the other day about when Bosco ate some chocolate. I'm learning things. Banyan, Duke of Merli. Alright, so just kind of some random folk who definitely does not look 31. Your Highness, my sympathies for your loss. Even after all these years, I sometimes forget that my own mother will never be coming back. Thank you. However, I must call for your aid. The Ixionite occupation of the county of Imbrium has gone on for too long. Now is the time to push back. I know there's been some problems with Ixion, but I don't know the details. I guess they're occupying Southern Marie? Yes, he's almost the same age as our dad. I don't know anything about the military. I don't want to fight. There must be a peaceful way to settle this. I'll send for diplomats from Ixion and try to come to some arrangement. Thank you, Your Highness. Your Highness, if I may ask, that necklace that you're wearing, where did it come from? It was a gift from the Duke of Sedna. Then you've made arrangements with him? I think he's asking me if I'm engaged to the Duke. If we had failed that check, we would have been like, engaging, oh my gosh. Bosco, do you not like ice? Bosco's trying to eat the ice and he keeps spitting it out. Yeah. But, I mean, he looks 18. Anyway, so, are we considering marrying the Duke of Sedna, or do we just like jewelry? I have not gotten that one yet. I've only gotten two good endings from this. The magic blaster ending, basically, that's what I'll call it, and the just surviving. Just like jewelry? I'm gonna go with I just like jewelry. Not at all. But I appreciate presents. Doesn't everyone? That is true. That is true. If you say so, Your Highness. Alright, so our mood is basically down the middle. So, right now, it's at a point where we're going to need to think about what mood we want to be for skills that we're considering. So, do you want to improve our royal demeanor, or get better at military, or try to get good at diplomacy because it looks like some diplomats are coming? Or do we need to start the magic thing? Still pulling for Spy Queen. Okay. So, I think... Sorry. That's the one that will keep us the most in line, I think. Or actually, no, it'll make lonely even worse, so we need to get a little bit pressured. Which I think the only thing that does pressured is this. So, yeah, that's the only thing that makes us pressured. Or we can finally become angry. Let's go with angry. Let's go with finally becoming angry. Yes. 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 Anger achieved. Alright, so we have bonuses to weapons and military. We are too angry to care about royal demeanor, of course, expression, animal handling, and medicine. Is it time to start diving into the military? Maybe get that military started, or learn some weapons. I'm always angry. Swords and strategy? Alrighty. And this other folks? Alright, cool. Let's do it. The ability to use a blade both for formal duels and deadly force. And then the use of achieving victory on land. Let's do it. Yeah, archery is important. Alright, let's do it. You take up a wooden sword and practice correct grips and stances. You study the strengths and weaknesses of different weapons in battle formations, so goes hand in hand, really. Alright, the representative from Ixion is here. Be careful, no one wants to give up prizes that they have won. You have the full support of my sister and myself, Your Highness. Let's get this over with. Alright, so Banyan, the guy who just talked, is her brother. Alright. Failed note in history. Your Highness, thank you for granting me this audience. I'm sure we can come to an amicable agreement. Let bygones be bygones. No, we will forget about your unprovoked attacks on us, and you will transfer the rights of this little province. Foreign affairs failed. We can be good neighbors again, without any lives being lost. So, we have failed everything. So, what shall we do? What shall we do? I mean, honestly, I think everyone looks... Basically, the oldest is 20, is how old everyone looks, and stupid cute. This is Sparta. Never surrender. Are we, is that a code name for execute? Or are we bluffing intimidating? Because we have practiced some conversation, not a lot, but... Let us begin our reign of terror. Okay. Here. Boop. And here you have our answer. Anger. Up with his head. Oh. Ship that back to Ixion. If they know what's good for them, they'll get out of my way. So, we might need to kind of bring her anger down just a little bit. Just a little bit. We just don't want everything wacky crazy. A strong message was sent this day indeed. We need to learn some military strategy, y'all. Yep, I agree. So if we do, honestly, if we just go to, just drop that by 1, that's probably the best. Which we can do that by attending services. Or we can leave it as is and try to work on magic. Get some church. All right. Yeah. They were like, wow, 14-year-old knows what she's doing. Off with that head. You attend services in the Castle Grove, letting the peace of the ritual calm your heart. Alright. We are still freaking angry, though. So, I think, archery was mentioned. Do we want to keep up with strategy, naval strategy, logistics? Or do you want to keep on swords, or... Act in haste, repent in leisure. Logistics and archery? So logistics is being able to move troops and supplies in a timely fashion. I think that is important. Something that I might not have mentioned, you can do the same class in the morning as in the evening. So you can just double up if you want. Again, the restriction is until all the classes or all your courses are at least, I think, 20 or 30. You can't get anything past like 50 or so. Alrighty. Let's do it. Alright, you learn how to twist and wax bowstring from a variety of fibers. And you learn about the types and amounts of food required for an army on the march and how long they will remain edible. You receive a report on the outcome of the battle against the Ixionites. You succeed in driving them out of Marie, but it cost you almost a full battalion of soldiers and a great deal of materiel. You lost 952 soldiers. The Duke of Marie will be happy, but we could have done better. You also receive a letter informing you that Talaris, the Duke of Sedna, will be arriving for an official visit next week. So, again, angry. Okay, that's ice. That's fine. Alright, so do we want to just drop our anger down a bit, or to get it more balanced? Or do you all have something else in mind? I think anger is definitely helping with yeah, I like that there's so many different ways that there's a lot of different branching options. Like, we've already gone through like quite a few different things that if our skills were one way or another, it could be a totally different game right now. So, because I seem to remember there's a party that we would be going to around now, but because of our choices already, obviously there's no party right now. So, all right. So I think it's probably just best again to just keep everything in the middle, leaving it close and steady. So, gonna say let's just be less angry. We'll still be angry, just like we're gonna make it go from here to here. Willful and cheerful. I think cheerful gives you, golly, it's been a while since I remember what different things do. The willful, I think, is also like intrigue and military, I think. The cheerful is definitely like conversation and something else. Golly, I can't remember. Oh, there you go. Yeah, Roaming Traveler has it. Thank you very much. So, being willful is almost as good as being angry. Okay. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. So, willful... Let's see. What can make us willful? Oh, I think we finished the war. Okay. Alright, I think +2 willful, +1 lonely. So that will get a little out of whack. But, so we'll still be angry next week. But... Alright. So, we're still angry. So we still have bonuses to weapons and military. I mean, we are a pretty... Again, I wish I had the map just saved on this computer. I just don't want to waste a lot of time going through, you know, my Dropbox and everything. Yeah, so currently... Whoops, I keep doing that. I apologize. So currently, these are our skills. Pole arms and naval strategy. I think that sounds perfectly fine. I do wish there was... I feel like there is technically a way... Oops. Nope. Nope. Yeah. I wish there was a way to kind of pull up the list of remaining like soldiers, money, and stuff like that. It's kind of like in a vague sense, but anyways. So pole arms and naval strategy. All right. You learn about a variety of long weapons, from the quarterstaff to the spear to the halberd and the glaive. Glaive is my favorite polearm, personally. You learn that the sea is not something you hold; it's something you travel across. I mean, I guess if this is the first time you're learning, yes, you do not hold as the sea. Naval strategy ensures your free travel while denying it to your enemies. All right, so this is the fellow who sent us the necklace that we are wearing. Ah, Your Highness, what a pleasure it is to meet you in person at last. Your description did not do you justice. Tee. Oh, failed in flattery. Wasn't good enough. I don't know how to deal with handsome older men paying me compliments. I was so pleased to hear that you had accepted my humble offering, a jewel for a jewel, but you are much more precious. I hope that this is only the beginning of a mutually beneficial relationship. A union between us would bring stability to both our people. I will say personally, it's like, there's a couple of games where this would definitely make me a little more no buenos, but this game, it's He really does want to marry me. Alright, so, do we want to just settle down? Because if we do decline, we are just saying flat out no. And basically just embarrassed him because we had accepted it and word has traveled around that we had. Essentially. Because again, we didn't know what we were doing, we just like jewelry. How powerful is he? He's decently. There are a number of options, but I'm not 100% sure with our skill set as it is, how likely we are to get those right now. Yeah, he's a dude. Except, I think we're going for it. Alright, we're going for it. I would be honored. Elodie! Your Grace, are you not aware that my daughter is only 14 summers? Whoa, Dad. Coming in with the save. It's my decision. A betrothal only, of course. There's no need to hurry. You have your coronation to plan for, after all. If I may be of service in any way, please send for me. I'll be happy to offer my protection or advice. Grumpy Dad. Do we want to talk to Dad after that? Yeah, now he cares. What is this again? I forget. Oh, well, that makes it easier. Okay. I mean, at least the Duke knows we're not getting married until after coronation, which of course is what he would want because, I mean, be nice to be the king. Guys, Bosco, Wheatley, come here, Wheatley. Thanks, Molly. You always knew your not name. Anyways, there's a couple, but we would meet them at the party that I don't think we're getting invited to now. So we're getting a little bit out of whack with the angry, cheerful. We're definitely willful right now, so we might want to bring it down a little bit. At least bring it yielding down, maybe. Or bring willful down. I'm kind of leaning towards attending court. Yeah. Yeah, there's the younger kid. So, do we want to try to bring willful down? Yeah, we would definitely be the older person in that relationship with the 8-year-old. We're not going there, though. Oh, Molly. Oh, hi, Molly. Hi, Molly. Oh, you look so happy right now. Hello. I'm gonna go ahead and say probably let's get lonely back up. Then we'll get the willful back down a little bit and depressed. Yeah. There we go. Hey, it pleases our Father, and now we're back to anger. Yeah. So, our military and weapons are back up. Personally, I think logistics and archery are pretty good options for now. I think if we double down on the archery, that would get us to the 50, which would lock us, or not lock us, but basically it might waste a couple of points. Maybe. I'm not good at math, so it would be 30. Well, no, it. Swords archery? I'm fine with swords archery. I mean, honestly, that would be my preferred weapon build in this kind of society. Alright, let's go swords archery. Alright, you practice slow swings to move your blade to precisely marked targets, building up your muscles and control. And then you duel with a partner, attacking and blocking in carefully timed patterns. And then for the bow, you learn to cut, fletch, and tie arrows. And you learn about the different styles and sizes of bows. Long, short, and recurve. You're requested to stand in judgment. A woman, as in, we're going to judge someone, not that we're getting judged. A woman has been convicted of attempted murder and requests the mercy of the crown. Alright. Kevin, Earl of Io. So, kind of related to a bunch of folks. Your Highness, this slattern dares to beg pardon when she admits that she tried to poison my sister under her own roof. Which sister? Kurasandi, the Duchess of Mead. Is she alright? She's unharmed. We caught the culprit in the kitchens before anyone can eat her foul spew. Well, what do you have to say for yourself? It's justice, it is. Them devils killed me brother and broke me mom's heart. Lied to her, they did, when she went and see why he'd not come back. Said he'd gone for a soldier when he never would. He weren't the only one neither. I waited 10 years for my chance to get my own back. That's justice. You see, she's completely unrepentant. Hang her and be done with it. I don't know what this is all about. Either way, murder is a serious crime, but... Alright. Do we want to get someone in our dungeons, finally? Yeah. Do we want to put her to work, imprison her, or add to our kill count? Yeah, I think going down the dark side is the path we've chosen this game. Not the uber dark side with all the magic and stuff like that. Not saying that the magic is uber dark, but depending on how you use it. It's all on how you use the thing. Executing? Alright, I think we're executing. As she is clearly guilty, her life is forfeit. She will be hanged in public as a deterrent to other criminals. You'll not have me! All of a sudden, she breaks loose from her guards and rushes at you. In your court dress, you are unarmed. You go for a weapon and find only a heavy golden ornament which you hurl in her direction. Your missile flies wide of its mark. Alright, maybe archery was the thing. Before you have a chance to do anything else, your personal guards step into action, cutting the woman down before she can endanger you. Her lifeless body lies bleeding on your carpet. Get that out of here. Put it on display so that everyone sees what happens to criminals. Well, we'll definitely get archery up next, I think. So, we are definitely super angry, though. Well, I agree. Let's see. Yeah, I know that there's another scene that's kind of like that I thought we were about to hit, where, yeah, if you don't have the right skill, you do get killed right there. But, oh, I know which one it is. I'm not going to say, because I know people haven't, played it. But anyways, I think, the, afraid and yielding? Is there anything afraid and yielding? No? Just lonely and afraid, which we don't really need to get... Well, if we did lonely and afraid, we could do the attending court again at some point, so I think that's probably the best bet for it. Probably. Yeah. Oh. Go to church? Yeah, we can go to church. Yeah, let's do it. Laying the piece of ritual, calm your heart. Thank you. But yeah, we are definitely... It's going to be a minute before we get out of anger easily. We need to pump up one of these up a little bit more. Maybe get the willful up. So... I think we can now... Or wait, we got to get pole arms up to 20 before we can do anything else. So we could do either pole arms then archery, or we could start doing more in military. I know that seems that we're focusing on those a bit, but again, one of the strategies to this game is you gotta really focus on what your mood is and try to balance your mood as much as possible. Yes, switching to decaf is a thing, especially at 14. All right, pole arms and archery. Anyone else want to give any different thoughts? I know there are a couple of skills that I don't know 100% for sure. Sorry, I thought that we had a dog outside. Strategy. Yeah, pole arms will remove the cap. I think doing a pole arms and then doing the strategy, because I don't know if maybe it was an older version of the game, but I did it where I should have been able to remove the cap from one thing before in the morning classes, but it didn't remove it for the evening. I don't know. So I think, yeah, economics might help too. I mean, honestly, all this stuff is useful for a queen. But yeah. So strategy and then pole arms. So then we can just start doing whatever stuff we want from there. Alright. Boom, boom. Alright, you practice walking while carrying a long weapon, getting the feel for its size and weight and learning to maneuver without banging it into anything unintentionally. You learn the basic stances, grips, and positions for staff fighting, how to block a blow without crushing your fingers. And we have unlocked a new outfit. You study the effects of battle stress on troops and how morale can turn the tide of combat. And you also study military recruitment and the importance of training and motivation in making soldiers who can trust and depend on each other. And we'll go into the outfit in just a moment. As you're walking one day in the gardens, you hear a strange sound and look up to see an owl flying overhead. A single dry leaf flutters in its talons. An owl flying in open in broad daylight? That's unusual. I wonder if something attacked it. So we failed in our divination, but because we had falcons high up enough, we were able to succeed at the check, basically. When you return to the castle, your father is waiting for you. There are reports that a Keithong has been sighted leaving the old forest. What's a Keithong? A beast with the body of an enormous golden cat, a sharp beak, and spikes on its back. Eek! Several disappearances in southern Caloris are already thought to be the work of this creature. What do we do? Should we send hunters? The traditional policy on stray beasts is to hope that they return to the forest and stay there. Hunters are no match for such creatures. You'd only make it angry and waste more lives. So we just let it eat people? Everyone dies in the end. Oh. Well, depression it is. But Keithong sounds so much cooler than Griffin. So, yeah, we could, let's see, do we want to still be angry, basically? Do we still want to be upping our weapons and stuff like that? And we'll be able to check out the outfit once we go back to class. Do we want to try to get willful up? Spy Queen? So, to do that we need to get Intrigue, which I think is... Golly, what was that? I know that Roaming made a note of it earlier. Okay, so let's say Lesson Afraid. Is there anything that's afraid and cheerful? Intrigue is willful, okay. Afraid and cheerful. Is there anything that does that? No. So that would definitely make us willful for a while, but we'll be able to work it out later. Alright. So outfit. So boarding school uniform does nothing, but a tabard, ta-da! It means when you go to skills, all of those have a 10 point buff, basically. So if a skill calls for a certain test, you'll act upon our, new skill level versus our old one. So if we want to go for Spy Queen, then we need to start doing intrigue and getting those to the 30s too. So just getting some internal affairs and foreign intelligence up a bit, I think. I think that's the best strategy. Just because, yeah, we're ciphering internal affairs. Okay. Alright. Your maternal uncle's wife, the Countess Nix, claims kinship to the old Merva line and originally asked your mother for a title to the duchy. However, no one could verify her lineage. As a compromise, your mother created her brother, Duke of Merva. Not that, okay, didn't create the brother, just the title, that's all. Mistranslation, that's fine. You practice shifting substitution ciphers, where each letter is replaced by one a few steps further along the alphabet, so that cake and pie becomes yeah. Remember, the Festival of the Good Lady is approaching. There will be public celebrations for the commoners, followed by a grand gala for the nobility. A grand ball, there will be dancing. Dancing will be had. As queen, you would be expected to lead the procession and take part in the ceremonial planting, possibly give a speech. However, since you are not yet crowned, it is not required, and it may not be safe to expose you to the public. What do you mean, not safe? Outside of the castle, you are less well protected. If anyone means you harm, think on it now. Decide later. Will the Duke of Sedna attend the gala? It's a traditional Novan event. Inviting your fiancé might be seen as a statement. So, we're inviting him, right? We're making that statement, right? If I'm going to marry him, it's a statement I ought to send. As you wish. There's a letter for you as well. It's from Brioni. I went to school with her, but she's a couple years older than me. Her mother is the Duchess of Mead. She's complaining that her mother won't let her come home for the holidays. Apparently her Uncle Kevin has been acting strangely lately and shouting at shadows. She's bored and looking for an adventure. Well, I don't have any to suggest to her. Yep. That angry Earl of Eo. Hey, y'all. Alright, so. Current mood. Willful. We might want to get a little afraid, a little yielding, just so that it's easier to switch things around. Is there anything that's afraid and yielding? No. Well, I think we should still definitely be willful, but maybe let's get a little bit afraid and cheerful? Afraid, cheerful, pressured? Okay, nothing really. Yeah, I think attending service might be the only one that really helps. And then we can maybe do court thing later. Or explore the castle or walk in the garden. Yeah, I think cooling out the anger is probably the best bet versus getting loneliness higher, because the only way to get less lonely really well, besides sports, but we're already pretty angry, is going to court. And court makes everything just crazy whack. Alright, still willful, so we can do the foreign intelligence and maybe get some logistics in. Or wait, we do have the thing coming up. Do we want to try to practice public speaking at all? Public speaking in court manners? Because we do have that grand ball coming up soon. Some debate. I think we have one more week, though. I think we have one more week to get ready for the ball, I think. Yeah, I will say, though, a lot of the big events require these three stats. And if you've noticed, Royal Demeanor has almost never been at anything other than a negative. It's the worst stat to try to increase. I hate it so much. You know what? Let's go for foreign intelligence and logistics. And then I think we have one more week because either we'll have another week to practice or we're just already not good enough. So, we'll see what happens. At least this way we'll get another outfit. Spy Queen, here we come. Alright, the domain of Sanja across the sea to the west has been steadily increasing in size and now controls a wide range of coastline as well as most of the navigable rivers. And the political disruption in Tambula in recent years has caused a disruption in their chocolate production, which is to the benefit of Nova, particularly the Duchy of Kegel. We have the Spy Queen outfit. Spy Queen outfit unlocked. You study the kinds of equipment that soldiers need available, such as bedding, weapon, armors, medicine, bandages, and tools to repair anything damaged. You also study different types of transport: animals, wagons, sleds, ships, boats, and boots. Today is the procession and planting for the Festival of the Good Lady. Will you be leading the parade? If you have any concerns for your safety, please stay here. The people will recover from disappointment. If we lose you, there is no recovery. I don't think we should make a speech, but do we want to lead the parade? Or just not go? We're wearing our tabard. It counts as +1 armor, I think. Let's lead. I'm not afraid. Oh, wow. Okay, that was a definite stat boost. We are... I'm going to make the best parade leader ever. My little girl. You prepare your best gown for the occasion, then walk slowly through the town with your attendants. It would not be appropriate for you to wear a sword, but you do walk with a sturdy golden scepter that's taller than you are. Pole arms! At the end of the route, you help the priestess turn over the earth for the new tree to be planted. Yeah. Then the new life is blessed and all the attendants join in song. The procession regroups to return to the castle. Well, that was that. Brand Ball, I think, is next week for dancing purposes and whatnot. So, yeah, we need to bring Willful down a bit. Oh, Royal Demeanor, we're long past trying to do Royal Demeanor at this point. Unfortunately. Like, in a lot of my runs, I either go straight Lumen or straight Royal Demeanor. Yeah, it's definitely get the yielding. Let's see. Yeah, because that will do that. Yielding, depress. That'll fix most things. So here we go. We're still willful though. And we have bada bing bada boom. Yeah, we do. Spy girl engaged. All right. So, so a ball will probably involve dancing. We probably want to improve dancing. We probably also want to improve court manners. I say this if the ball's next week just because I don't think we're really... Even though the skills are okay, I don't know if it'll help, but at least every little bit is a little closer, maybe? Sorry. Do you want to just double down in court manners? I don't, yeah, doubling down in court manners, yeah, we wouldn't be at the max for that yet. Doubling down on the court manners. Alright. As the person of the highest rank within the domain, no one may sit at any formal event until you give them permission, and no one must ever turn their back on you. If they do, you are intended to recognize the insult. And you study rules for formal dining, including the proper utensils for different dishes. As the queen, no one will comment on your mistakes, but they will notice them. Are you ready for the grand ball? All the nobles in the domain are here to see you, to see their queen. Future queen. Gulp. You finish dressing and descend the stairs to make a grand entrance. Okay, so how many checks are we about to fail? All around, the rich and powerful pause in their activities to gaze upon you, the ruler of them all. Seeing yourself reflected in so many eyes makes you want to run away and hide. Fail, 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 fail. After a moment, you force yourself to carry on, but you're sure they all seen you hesitate. Your father waits for you at the bottom of the stairs and offers you his arm. The first dance is for us. He guides you gently around the dance floor, never rushing you. It's fun to dance with your father, but the look in his eyes is so sad. I believe the next turn is mine. He bows gracefully and offers you his hand, then leans close to whisper a quick question. Do you know how to dance? Nod or shake your head. So... Yeah. Yeah, I did too, honestly, but it's okay. Probably. So, do we know to dance, or do you want to just shake your head? We know a little, but do we know enough to be competent in this? I personally am not sure. We are a neophyte. We are not grand ball level, probably. You shake your head slightly, your hair swaying. Watch me. I'll go slowly. Dancing with a real partner feels quite different from dancing with your father, especially when the man in front of you is the one you have agreed to marry. Sorry. Aripath stepped on foot. His touch is gentle, his every move carefully signaled to be sure that you don't miss the beat. Is this what your marriage will be like? Between the dances, there is time for guests to mingle, chat, and sample tiny bites of exquisite food. You interact comfortably with your peers, leaving a wise word in every ear. There we go, that was the court manners. During a lull in the music, Banyan, the Duke of Murray, taps an elegant fingernail against a wine glass, letting the clear note ring out through the room. If I might have your attention, I believe we should offer our compliments to our lovely hostess. Her bravery and courage keep our borders defended. Excuse me. Need a toast. Oh, yeah. Everyone applauds politely. As the gala continues, you take the opportunity to observe nobles that you rarely see. There's Gwenelle, for instance, the young lady of Sudbury, only months older than you and due to finally inherit control of her duchy soon. Or Adele, the youngest daughter of the Duchess of Lila, and a fierce sportswoman. She was a few years ahead of you at school, an absolute terror on the ball fields. Yes, can I help you, Bosco? No, Brina. She said her parents were leaving her stuck at school this season. Her parents are here, dancing together. The Duke consort clutching his Duchess possessively tight. Strange there's no sign of her cousins, though. Shouldn't they be here? Your aunt and uncle are here, of course. It would be scandalous if they hadn't come, Merva being so close by. It's nice to enjoy time with your friends and family, isn't it? Since magic failed, what's magic? As the evening grows late, your personal guest draws you aside for a private conversation. You have my foremost thanks for the invitation to this event. However, you might wish to spend more time with the Scarlet Sword corresponding and riding with other nobles. Our court manners, they were so high. I think we needed 40 at least. Some may not appreciate your unique sense of phrasing. Wonderful. I sounded like an idiot. It is always the greatest of pleasures for me to be in your presence. I look forward to the day when we no longer have to part. Well, we survived the ball. That's one thing. So, yielding, lonely, cheerful. Yielding, lonely, cheerful. Let's bring them in balance. Alright. So everything's doing a lot better. Nothing too out of whack right now. So... it is 9 o'clock. Normally I do cut these things off after a bit, but let's go a little bit further. We might... I have a feeling we might hit an early end. We will see. So, I think it would be good to kind of get some more 30s out there. Maybe just get military or the naval strategy up so that we'd have 30s across the board there, and then maybe flexibility or dogs. Dogs is always good. So I'm a naval strategy for one. Yeah, I think you know what I'm thinking too. Naval strategy and dogs. I'm gonna do that. Let's see. I am not either. I'm saying words, but not the pertinent words, I guess. And I mean, I will say when I would play with some other folks, we maxed out dogs. That was the very most important thing to do, because dogs, as you might have noticed, are a big part of our life here. Alright, you study different kinds of ships, their names, designs, yada yada, and blah blah blah. Alright, a new outfit for military. We'll hopefully be able to check out that outfit. And you visit the kennels and learn about different breeds of dogs. You wander downstairs to visit with your father and talk about the latest events in the domain. You're moving with such enthusiasm that you don't realize your father isn't alone until it's too late to avoid him and his companion. You are too kind, Jocelyn. A siren, I think her name is Siren, but a siren, Countess Siren, not a member of your circles. She's a bit more than a decade your senior, far too old to have ever been your friend, and yet not at all old as noble women go. She has 2 minor titles, no husband, and your father's arm in her grasp. How dare that wench? How dare she make a move on your father? Of course composure would fail. No matter what. It wouldn't matter the score. So. I'm gonna take over from here and just kind of make a couple of other choices just to see different things. You know what? We're gonna trip her. You wait until the Countess gets closer, then hook your foot around to make her stumble. Unfortunately, your foot get tangled and end up tripping yourself, falling to the ground with a thud. Elodie, are you alright? Oh dear, she does need a bit of looking after, doesn't she? Not by you! In our heads. I should go now. I hope to see more of you later. Once she's gone, you raise an eyebrow at your father. This is the path you have set us on. What do you mean? Your acts have made everyone think about preparations for the future. Caloris needs an heir. My brother, your Uncle Armand, is looking for a wife as well. One of us, at least, must produce more children. But, Mama... Nothing can ever replace your mother. But we all have to do things that we don't want to do. You should be careful with how you deal with people like Siren. You need the goodwill of your nobles as well as your commoners. There haven't been any problems so far. As queen, you must be aware of everything around you. Isn't that what I have agents for? And Trixie says, yeah, we're thinking. I mean, we are in our cat suit after all. Yes, but you must give them direction. What is your greatest concern? Assassins. Assassins. I can deal with any problems that come up as long as I'm here to deal with them. It's assassins I'm worried about. You are your own best defense against assassins. Increasing your skills will help protect you. Beyond that, you can train more soldiers into personal bodyguards to watch over you. Or you can institute harsh penalties for treason and make people too frightened to cross you. Well, we've already started off the fearful path. Let's just keep going. Or more training? More punishment. Send agents around to the towns and villages to warn everyone what happens to traitors. Yeah, we're committing to the bit. Assassins will suffer death by public impalement, and their families will hang. Dad's like, what kind of girl did I raise? Where the fuck did I go wrong? Sorry about that. As you wish. Alright, well, let's get a little afraid. Let's go lonely afraid. Let's explore the castle. Spiderwebs, yuck. Alright, so our new outfit is, yep. Yeah, we're gonna do that for a while. We're gonna rock that. Yes, every as you wish is the most passive progressive thing you can do. Let's say, oh, we are not good with dogs right now, so let's not do that. Let's do swords and archery. Yeah, swords and archery. Let's get those bad boys up. All right. The opposite of Wesleyan Princess Bride with his as you wishes. Yep. All right. Yeah, we are doing really good in that. We're really doing good with bows. All right. Always room for discretion. I don't know anything about budgets. Whoops. Let's raise taxes. Sure. We need more money. Raise the tactics a bit. Love that smile. As you wish. Ooh, we can tour the barracks now because we're so good in weapons. Let's see. That makes us -1 willful, +1 pressured. Which actually, you know what? Let's do that. I mean, it's a new option. Might as well see what happens. Yep. Oh, hey, that's how you find out. So yeah, there you go. 9 battalions and 2 platoons. And we lost 1 battalion already. So I knew there was like something, a way to kind of figure that stuff out. Which means let's go into some economics. Yeah, let's do economics a bit. Those are things that are almost never gonna come up. Let's do that. And let's go trade. Sure. Alright, brush up on basic mathematics and, yeah. Alright, man has been convicted of murder by strangling his wife. Well, I mean, what do you need me here for? I mean, you know what I'm gonna say. He does not deny the act, but requests a pardon that he might be set free. If you admit you killed your wife, then why do you think I'm gonna set you free? You know what they call me around here, right? Save me, Your Majesty, it wasn't my fault. Demons made me do it. Everyone knows the power of magical beasties. They used me, twisted my fingers into chains. My wife found me screaming and she tried to shake me and the chains suddenly wrapped around her. I need the priestesses to bless me and make me clean again. Demons that make you attack people? Is that even possible? Nope. You're done. I don't care whether there are demons or not. You're still murder and your life is forfeit. Kill him and blah blah blah. He'll be hanged in public as a deterrent to future criminals. He opens his mouth to argue with you further, but then his shoulders slump. Yes, Your Majesty. You know what? Yeah. Pretty much. Why is the queen needed if there? Yeah, you had my answer already. We have become a little murder queen. Let's get yielding and afraid. Is there anything that's yielding and afraid? No. Let's do this. Let's visit the tomb. It's been 20 weeks. We should have gone visit our mom at least once by now. Uh-oh. What's our mood now? Our mood is depressed. Alright, so... we yield to no one here. Let's go ahead and actually get meditation and lore just up so we can see what type of outfit we have with that. Boop. Oh, whoops. I forgot about the dogs. Oh well. I'll get back on the dogs in a minute. New outfit, yay! You received word of an unfortunate incident at the gallows where the man you judged was sent to be executed. As he was led to the platform, he suddenly lashed out with explosive magical power, killing several guards and spectators before making his escape. Population is buzzing of rumors, with rumors of a secret cabal of evil lumens who sacrifice innocents in their dark rituals. Whoopsie! So let's get cheerful, yielding lonely. There we go. Boom. Yes, all incidents at the gallows are quite unfortunate. Hey, there we go. That's our outfit for a little bit anyways. Yes, we are definitely going to go play with the doggos. Whoops. And we'll go ride some horses too. Alrighty. Doop-a-doo. Doop-a-doo. Oh no, Fabian. He was pretty old. With the control of Elath endowed, it falls to the crown to make decisions. Young Lord Adil will not reach his 15th birthday for over 2 years. He requires a regent. His stepmother, Aris, the Duchess of Lila, has petitioned that the boy be left in her care. This would, however, leave her in personal control of 2 neighboring duchies, which is generally forbidden. Almost the entire eastern border. I don't know anything really bad about her, though. Oh, if we were wearing her catsuit, I think we would have known, though. The boy does have a living grandfather, the Earl of Ishtar. Or you might appoint an unrelated noble to act in his stead. Let's, you know what? Grandfather. Yeah, grandfather. He was with an old person earlier. Might as well stick him with old people. As you wish. Alright. So let's get cheerful. Let's just get... You know what? Actually, we'll just make everything even. We are now at peace. We are a neutral mood. That is so hard to do in this game. That does mean everything is good. Let's go ahead and we'll start on this maybe. Let's just get some presents up. Well, I'll actually also get falcons up, but then yes, let's get some presents. We need confidence and command. Yeah. A new outfit. There's a woman here to see you. She is a musician, which is crown patronage, which means money. Your Royal Highness, if you accept me as a member of your court, I will immortalize you in word and song. I've dabbled in musical styles from many countries and can entertain your guests and lighten your evenings. Musicians are often used as secret agents and messengers. They can be useful and dangerous. The musician sings a little ditty to demonstrate her skills with the lute. She's actually pretty good. Yes, we will. You remain as part of the court. I will do my best for you. I don't know why we couldn't make her our spy. I thought there was a way to do that. Well, let's keep on being neutral. Let's go do that. I can't have the magic crystal telling Queen, so we'll have to wait. There may not be time to wait. The world is filled with dangers, and you'll need the powers of Illumin to fight them. You can't begin training until you've bonded with your crystal. Well, what else am I supposed to do about it? In the time before MP3 players, you needed a good musician. That is true. The crystal is probably held under guard in the royal treasury. You are the princess. You should be able to find a way inside. Otherwise, we might have to take drastic action. What drastic action? Let's hope it doesn't come to that. Try to reach the crystal. If you can't, come and talk to me again. Yeah. Alright, what's our next new outfit? A hunting coat? Hey! Looking dapper there. Alright, well, we're still in neutral, so let's just, again, just keep presence going, but also work on composure. Alright. You receive a letter from young Lord Adair. And it's an extremely formal letter for such a little boy, thanking you for your wisdom in allowing him to live with his grandfather, who probably dictated every word he wrote. I'm sure that's fine. Let's visit the treasury. You try to talk your way past the treasury guards, but despite eyelash fluttering, foot stomping, and outright threats, they won't budge. Humph. Well then. Did we lose royal yeah, we lost royal demeanor. It's so hard. Like, seriously, it is so hard to keep that in balance. Let's, since our military is ready, let's just do some strategy and logistics. Oh, we might have to execute the palace guards, yeah. You may now tour the barracks on the weekends. Staring up into the sky out your window, you notice a strange flash of light. A falling star! Pretty! Alright, let's see. Let's get afraid, depressed, yielding. Is there a depressed yielding? Oh, wait. Let's go back. You know what? Let's just take the drastic action. Just do it. So, they shouldn't have said no to me. They should not have said no to me. Oh, Father is so sad. He will never trust you. Well, Father, you should have given me what I wanted. Alright. So, what are we in the mood for? You know what? Let's get that naval strategy up and then some public speaking, sure. But it was the king's order, princess. He still outranks you. And that's why you're dead. Oh, wow. We are really booking it on that stuff now. So yeah, like everything just starts building up onto each other the more you train into it and everything. So it gets faster to level those things up. My lady, there's a letter for you. Who sent this? It isn't signed. It appears to be a poem describing you in a manner that is entirely inappropriate for a queen. What? With a squid? That's terrible. That is absolutely terrible. Who writes this garbage? I'm so angry. Just then, incredibly unlucky breeze swirls between the windows of your tower bedroom, taking the paper out of your hands and off into the sky. You stick your head out of the window to discover the poem caught and fluttering on the roof nearby. You can almost reach it. We can't have anyone reading such garbage. No one can read such garbage. You take a moment to look at where you'll have to climb in order to reach your target. It's so close. You just need to put your foot here, your hand there, and then you reach out a little bit more. Ow! You're lucky you didn't break your neck, but your bruises are going to make it difficult to do anything strenuous for a while. So, yep. We need to get super willful. So that's sneaking out. Oh, but... Do you have it? You have it, don't you? The crystal? Of course! Everything's ready for you. Great, let's get going. What do I have to do? Pick up the crystal with your bare hands, press it against your chest, over your heart, and say, Illuminate! Okay, here we go. Illuminate! Alright, and now we're going to play the second part of the game, Sailor Moon. You feel dizzy, both larger and lighter than you were before. The crystal has disappeared from view, but you know where it is. Wow! The priestess here is a friend of mine. I will come to your lessons in the faith and train you to use your powers. This is going to be great! Except, well, we don't have any penalties to it, so, yeah, let's get some classes in for it. Let's, of course, starting with wheel magic, of course. And then resist. Excuse me. Yes, thank you for the song. It will always be in my head. All right. Slowly but surely. My lady, there are letters for you. Another letter from Bryony. Why does she keep writing to me? We were never even friends. She says she's bored and lonely and looking forward to seeing me at Gwenelle's birthday party. That's right, Gwenelle's about to turn 15. She'll be Duchess of Sudbury real soon. This other letter must be my invitation to her birthday celebration next week. Gwenelle and I were friends at school, but this will be a big event, but it's also a long way to travel. A lot of things can happen on the road. Definitely going. It'll be good to see my friends. So, I'm gonna be a little bit willful. Or is there anything that makes me less depressed? Alright, cool. Alright, we are cheerful. Oh my gosh. I think this is the first time we've been cheerful. Oh no, but we have penalty to weapons, intrigue, and military. Well, we're about to go on a trip. Let's get our garb on, and we'll just We'll always be learning wield magic, but we'll go back and forth between sensing and resist. Alright, on your journey to Sudbury, your carriage is attacked by bandits! You look down in shock at the arrow, which has buried itself in your side. Outside, you can hear screams and curses, but it feels unreal. Your world is centered around pain. You struggle with the arrow, afraid to pull it loose. You heard a story somewhere about pushing arrows through the body, so you brace yourself and give it a shove. Unfortunately, this only drives the arrow deeper into your vital organs, turning a painful wound into a fatal wound. So if we had better reflexes, we might have dodged. And better archery, I think. That would also help. So, Elodie did not survive to reach her coronation. Nova would have to go on without her. But it doesn't have to end this way. Make different choices, train different skills, and Elodie's star may yet rise again. Oh, whoops. Oh well. Yeah, so that is where about half my... Well, until I started learning the game, all my runs would end there, basically. That's where it would end, because, you know, there's some pretty big fights and everything at that point. Yeah, your reflex in archery has to be at least 100, yeah. I was hoping with getting the weapons up, that might help. Because I was kind of crossing fingers I might actually make it, but yeah, I didn't. Yeah. But we dodged that one death that they send you the poison cake and you need a dog nearby to help you out. I thought we were going to get that earlier, but that never came up. Yeah, so I will actually go to the checklist here. So we've died at least once. We've been transformed into a lumen. So we died in 5 different ways, 11 different ways. Broken off an engagement. Been sent flowers by a woman. Held hostage to ransom. Challenged someone to a duel. Ordered an execution. Can you put like multiple executions down? Discovered a terrible family secret. Found a spare lumen crystal. Faced civil war. Been challenged to a duel. Survived the old forest. Spoken to Adair's father at the gala. Yeah, there's tons of different things. Made Charlotte a lumen. Poisoned a chicken. Triggered an earthquake. Based on rebellion in Merva. Found a magic mirror. Ordered a human sacrifice. Discovered who killed your mother. Yes, your mother was killed. Spoiler. Yeah, so basically there's a lot of different achievements, and I've done about half of them on my other computer. The computer that the webcam is currently on, actually. So for deaths, there are quite a few. Yep. Blowing yourself up. Yep. Oh, so much poison. Choked on the magical chains. Yeah, I feel like there's a way where that guy, if you try to kill him, the guy who ends up going out at the gallows, I forget what makes him start attacking you right then and there, but I think it's if you sense his magic, yeah. But yeah, there's 8 different, or not 8, yeah, there's 1, yeah, there's 8, 16, 24 different ones, so, yeah. Oh gosh, yeah, so anyways, I do enjoy this game. It's definitely kind of a different take on this kind of simulation style. The tone definitely goes back and forth between like, oh hey, it's all cheerful, right? Just like, yeah, we just had to poison your dog. Yeah, so Anyways, I hope you all had fun. I know I kind of rushed through that last bit, but yeah, I was basically like, I know we're just. I could go a certain way and try to get to week 52. Honestly, I'm surprised we got that long. I played it with some other folks, and yeah, we definitely have not made it that long before sometimes, so. Um, Princess Maker Game of Thrones edition, yeah. So tomorrow we'll be streaming at 6. And actually, this time, Jenna's going to be the one in front of the camera. She's going to be talking to a designer friend of ours who has done a bunch of RPG products and stuff like that, or submitted stuff for RPGs and things. Yeah. He's also got a, oh my gosh. Jenna, is it called Artisan Nerds?
I believe so, yes.
Yes, Austin of Artisan Nerds. So we'll be doing that tomorrow at 6 o'clock. Until then, I hope you all have fun. This is available, I think it might be on Steam, but like all my games, I get it from GOG. Because those are what work for me. Yeah, you can find this on GOG. I think it's $9. On Steam too. Okay. Yeah. Thank you all again for watching, playing. This was a blast. And I hope you all have a good rest of the night. Take care. Stay safe out there. Bye-bye, Zools.